too many of the common opponents. I guess, you know, they don't really have to feel too bad about the loss to Vancouver. That's kind of just
a good team, but that was a different roster. This is the moment everyone remembers. RCK throws in a self-destruct to a lost fight. And then they shipped him off after that. They got no instead.
had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, AKM, people forget that he's actually a very good damage dealing player, probably the best one, Western one in the world before he got picked up here. So could see a lot from AKM. He seems very comfortable, very confident in his team. Even after the loss the other day, was very good on the desk with us. So yeah. Dallas has that going for him. Seoul has finally got some momentum. They got in the Stage 1 playoffs. They were able to get, beat New York, one of the few teams to do that, one of 2 teams to beat New York so far. And so, yeah, this one, it's up for grabs. It's anyone.
It's another one of those middle matches, right? We're just going to see it's a best for the rest battle. That's what they're going through right now. Kind of tough to decide who's going to squeak ahead. And so we get to actually enjoy it because there's no real clear cut. This team's going to take it over the other. Yeah, let's figure it out. Let's take a look at the tanks as well. OG, we were gushing about him last time. Hex saying that he's playing some of the best Overwatch of his career.
Yeah.
I mean, he is looking great.
Yeah, he is. And then, Marvel, a word on everyone's tongue. I guess Disney's probably going to buy that guy too, apparently. But yeah, he's been playing very well too. But OG is playing some of the best Overwatch of his career. I think a lot of it credit goes to Note as well, coming over and giving him the rock solid flex support there that he needs. So Marvel's going to have to step up. And who knows if he's going to play. I mean, Seoul throws in all these different things. It fissures on this bench for Seoul. Seoul has some options, and they will give you different looks.
They got some depth, some would say.
Yes.
Another roster that has some depth is going to be the Dallas Fuel. Proper epic music, and they're making their way out onto the stage now.
The Jack-in-the-Box Dallas Fuel. You're hanging out with Hastro and you're hungry. He's got a card. Just make him get you some Jack-in-the-Box.
No, man, that's right. We haven't hung out with Taz in a while.
He is. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. It's been a
good man to know.
It's been an up and down for Dallas Fuel. I think there's so much expectations. They have fans here in the Los Angeles arena because they travel so well. This Dallas team, super high expectations. They've gone through several different looks here, but this is going to be their starting 6. And it's the 6 that you most expect out of Dallas nowadays.
And, well, I mean, the takeaway from the last match, and this isn't to throw him under the bus, but I am going to keep an eye on Zachary, just because he seemed to be going down, not quite having the impact that the team needed. You could count on Note, you could count on OG. The backline looks solid. The damage dealers, though, might need to be stepping up a bit here in this match going up against Seoul, because this team is not going to take it easy on him. It's the Seoul Dynasty.
Fitz and Marvel, the first 2 out of the tunnel there, so that's going to be the lineup. Always a question when it comes to the Seoul Dynasty. Might not be the same lineup we see through all the maps. They like to switch things up and throw some people in there, but this one, we should have some answers by the end of the day. And I've been looking for answers in Overwatch when it comes from 4 to 12 in the rankings, as much as I can find them. And we should find out very quickly here today. But yeah, this is what was once called the Seoul B team has been the Seoul A team. You know, when you have a problem and no one else to call, you bring these guys in.
Yeah, I mean, it's still tough to see Ryujehong. The hair, Hex, the hair.
I feel like I haven't seen Toby in a bit as well.
Ah, wait, hold on. He's got a bit of pizzazz in it today. This is good. We're getting back that OG Ryujehong. This is the key to the power of Seoul Dynasty.
Munchkin's been playing very well lately, too. I mean, it's so strange because these guys are just gods in their home region as well. Seemed like they took season 1 off, and now they're kind of coming into their own right now with some new additions, with Marvel, with Fitz. And yeah, this one is a coin toss for me right out the gate. You got Closer on the other side too, has been a big boon. The support line has always been good. Unko, the Frenchest man in all of Overwatch.
Yeah, for a long time, AKM, his counterpart on the team, doing a lot of the shot calling these days. Zachary.
Yeah, hopefully Zach's been staying off the internet because a lot of uninformed people have been blaming him for Dallas's losses. It's not really the case. Let's see what maps we're going to go to.
The uninformed, Hex?
Yeah, the internet is uninformed.
Wow.
The map set presented by Toyota. We're going to start off on Ryujehong Tower.
Exciting. Ryujehong, we get to see a whole bunch of different strats on this. Sometimes, if we're lucky, we could get some Pharah, could get some Widow.
the far and knock people off the bridge to open it up. Like, I think it might be one of those things, like, you could just run it just to open. Like how a lot of teams run a Widow on Kings first, just to peek a little bit.
Yeah.
Just jump up, hit the concussion, go back to spawn and see what happens. But we're gonna start here on Control Center. So a lot of tank-heavy compositions. Is Soul actually running this? Let's go, Fitz, on the Doomfist.
Get out of here. Okay, now I'm excited. We got Note on the other side running Mei as well. This is excellent. Something to change things up here. And now who's gonna come out ahead? Fitz gonna be looking to connect fist with fist, and it's Ryujehong. Overwhelming OG to kick this off. Fitz slams Zachary into the ground. And that's an excellent start here for the Seoul Dynasty. They will get first control.
What I love about the Overwatch League is that there are times when teams watch another team do something and like, oh yeah, that looks fun, I'm gonna do that.
I'm gonna do that too.
We've been seeing a lot of Doomfist lately. It's kind of a China import. The Chinese teams love their Doomfist, have always loved Doomfist, and now Soul's like, oh, that would actually be really good to punch tanks in the face.
Still hanging on top. He's just looking to go for the slam and jam. Meteor from on high. Let's go. Connects with Zachary. Zachary gets deleted. OG as well.
There are 4 deaths in this game so far. They are all OG, all Zachary, AKM and Unko added to the list. Soul crushing right now. Have all the kills in the server. I mean,
Yeah.
Are we going to get to see a Space Jam combination? A little Graviton Surge Meteor Strike?
It's time to slam. I mean, it could happen. Now they've got him at the spawn camp position right now. Seoul Dynasty holding aggro. This I really like. Dallas are going to have a bit of a rough time getting through. We no longer have a Mei. Note has switched over to the Diva.
Oof.
Instant stun. Quick reactions from Fitz, though. Keeps himself alive. And there's the grab, drawing them all in. Seoul Dynasty. Excellent work so far. Couldn't be going better.
Dallas are going to stay on this composition at least one more fight because they're nearing ultimates, because Soul has not allowed them to use them. At some point, though, you have to start thinking of an answer. You start thinking about a McCree, maybe, to deal with Doomfist, get a little of the flashbang to stun him, limit his mobility. Doomfist, when he's out of cooldowns, is pretty useless. The knuckle gun is not very good there, doesn't do a ton. So if you can stun him and get him dead quick.
Oops, nobody saw that. A little bit of a miss. Still getting into the back line could be fun. Now you get to chop the team in half. They all have to play for it. OG gets cut off from the rest of his team. Exactly what they were hoping for here on the Seoul Dynasty side, and now you've just got to get Note over to the point. 87%.
Finally a kill on board for Dallas as they take Ryujehong down, but they're just trading right now. 95%, have to get to the point, but this does open things up a minor bit because Seoul only has 5 members of their team alive.
Yeah, Note actually switching over to the Hammond to get back to the fight all the quicker. Marvel getting cut off, and there's the sound barrier coming in from Closer. Fitz not quite connected with the targets he was hoping for here, and it is going to be the Dallas Fuel turning things around.
Totally fine if you're Soul, though. 99% on board. You just need to win one more fight, and we might just be getting the sequel we deserve. Do it, Fitz. We have Graviton up. Let's see if Fitz gonna stay on it. It's a great combination. All of that damage over top. The Space Jam, as it's been dubbed, or is being redubbed at the very least right now.
He's got it online now. Lot riding on Michelle. Michelle cannot fluff the grab, has to connect it here. That could open up everything for Soul.
He's going against Note, one of the better divas in the league. We got to find an angle here. Tobelstein out.
Heard it, but they are getting wiped out. Munchkin uses the rally, but that is going to be a very clean fight here for the Dallas Fuel. Seoul Dynasty looks like they're going to stick to their guns for now at least.
They got grabbed going into that one. Totally fine for them, though. They just need to worry about winning one more fight. Does the Seoul Dynasty? Didn't commit too much into it. Still have their combinations up.
And now they don't have to worry about running into a grab. Michelle is going to be the one exactly to set it up. We've got a Shatter ready on Marvel as well. And Ryujehong not far from the trance. So, tools in the kit here for the Seoul Dynasty. And Dallas trying to hold close. Dallas need to be careful. They don't want to get caught off. Could be it. There's the grab. Do we have the Wombo? Yes, we do. Here comes the Meteor over the top. OG survives it, though. The transfer of Unko keeping his team up. And this is Dallas fighting back, but it's a 1-for-1. Fitz goes down, and that may just be it here for Seoul.
Well, they're going to have one more fight. The question is, what does Fitz come back on right now? As so many damage-dealing heroes on control, they're so good when you have control, not so great trying to get it back. Because you're squishy, because you have low HP, it gets a little difficult. We see the same story happen with McCree over and over again. Final fight of Control Center on Ryujehong incoming.
Ryujehong just commits the trance. They are looking to end it right here, and they are able to run over OG. Come on, you gotta get the kill on AKM, and Marvel gets the snipe. There it is. 2 big kills here for the Seoul Dynasty to kick things off. AKM sent back to spawn. This is all about his team trying to buy time for him to get back in here. Zachary with the rally. There's the trance going down. If they get rid of them all, this is going to be it. Unko has the trance that keeps him up a little while longer, and OG, you know, spinning for the win, but he's gone. And that is going to be it. Seoul Dynasty picking up the first point on the Ryujehong.
They did it with a little style, a little bit of flair early on with the Doom Fist. Make the change when necessary. A very close one. It didn't feel that close though, because they started like 99-0, then kind of just like, hey, how many times can we try this combination?
Exactly. Before we get it to stick. And even then, when it goes down, Unko is just ruining that party.
Yeah, that was a bummer, wasn't it? It's very anticlimactic there. We get the grab, we get the jam. It's like, oh, their support ultimates exist. That's unfortunate.
That's right. It doesn't all go according to plan. But we'll see what we got here. Now we can actually have some. We can have some options. We've seen some different strategies used on this point in particular.
Yeah, no, Soul's gonna run this. They lock Toby in on the Mercy. Never mind. Fitz moves last second. Unfortunate there. Thought we were going to see some fire. Very good on this point. Always been good on Ryujehong's points for the most part. But we're going to revert to 3-3 compositions here.
Going into it. Now we're into the standoff. Dallas giving ground. And this is really just who's going to get that pressure going. Who's going to force their opponents to take a step back. How about you take a step back to spawn, Marvel? Perfect start here for Dallas Fuel.
OG goes down, but that is the only casualty thus far for the Fuel. As they continue to try to push, they've got good positioning here on the point. Getting evened up though, Ryujehong comes in, takes down Zach. That's never a good sign.
AKM finds Fitz, but now Marvel's back into it, swings his hammer into Unko, turns him into scrap. Unreal, not able to close it. Unko whiffing quite a bit there in the end when one headshot might have turned it all around. Instead, we're looking at Seoul with first control.
A brief glimpse of Emperor Ryujehong comes back in there. He got Transcendence during that fight. The other side of things, one of the best Xenions in the league in Unko. Set at like 60% back in spawn. Ryujehong coming into his own.
Unko
huge sign
there. We're looking at 6 final blows for Ryujehong so far. Unko sitting on 1. The Zens, they're such an important role in these team fights. You really need them to step up. We saw the fight earlier with Bedosian just dominating. I mean, it's the kind of level that you need to hit here, and Seoul Dynasty just taking the fight to Dallas.
I like this from Seoul. They've been a team kind of without an identity, without a personality, it seems, for 18 months. And right now, if they could just build around the man with the exceptional hair in Ryujehong and let him crush again.
I'm telling you, Hex, that's it. The key. For a while there, it was flat, no volume, no waves.
Hey, volumizer, that's right. Got to get that sponsorship.
Well, Dallas. Now we're starting to get some tools on the board here. Fitz has got the grab to throw in. Unko's got the trance to counter it though. Ryujehong is just an instant away from his trance as well. So this could get real fun. Ryujehong doing the best he can to go up to it. And now we have all the pieces of the puzzle for a team fight here. Does AKM find the opening necessary? Grab is out. Does AKM throw his? The trance is in, and there we go. Delayed sound barrier as well. Just all of the ults into it. Nice attempt at the knock, but it's not going to be good enough. OG gets cut off from his teammates. OG cut on the wrong side of the wall.
Yeah, and unlike the free folk, he wasn't born there, just ended up on the wrong side of that wall. Gonna be able to clean it up. Soul might not even let them back in.
Oh, brutal. Yeah, this is a fantastic position for Soul. Not many ults to work with, although Ryujehong has been bonkers fast at getting that trance. He's up to 65% again already. But this is it, the final fight. Dallas Fuel, they need somebody, and they are already playing point guard.
Can't even come in.
They can't even come in. I love the positioning there from Toby. Holds the window. You think you're going to try and get in here, close it? I think not. Seoul Dynasty close it down 2-0 on Ryujehong and take the lead in the series, 1-0.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.
Well, the Dallas Fuel, they've shown their war face. Turns out the Seoul Dynasty, they're not scared of it. They're gonna have to work on it some more here, Dallas. You got another map coming up after this.
That is actually a frightening look. I'm intimidated. I'm actually turning away from the monitors we have up here because I'm a little scared.
That is the face of confidence right there.
I
and
mean,
magnificent hair, but the confidence as well.
He's been at the top of his game for years. It's been years he's in the zone. Nothing but net.
Nothing but net.
And I think people kind of, you forgot about Jay. You forgot about Jay. We're going to go to Hanamura next. And as close as that first stage on Ryujehong looked, it really wasn't. It was pretty much one fight, and then they were trying to set something up. But Seoul Dynasty are looking like the better team at the moment.
Well, guys, we do have the Dallas homestand weekend. Another reason that Dallas need to hit the ground running here, because that's coming up. Be sure to tune in April 27th and 28th. The broadcast goes live. We'll have teams live from Dallas. Sold out arena as well. Gonna be rad. What's going to be rad here is that Seoul Dynasty are running 3-3, and Dallas are running 3-3 as well. So they're just about to run right into each other, Hex.
Defenses have favored running the Ana lately. So we'll see Unko on the Ana for the Dallas defense. A lot of different reasons for that. You're able to stay on sight lines, offer some utility. Also, if the other team wants to run Sombra, Ana's good against Sombra, can actually heal.
Indeed.
Whereas Zen, not so good against Sombra.
No, Zen tends to get deleted. Michelle, speaking of which, gets demexed. That's not going to help things here for Seoul. Unless they can find a kill quickly here to turn it around, but nobody is overextending on the side of Dallas.
Now they're backing out. They're backing out, trying to get heals, trying to keep their tank line alive. They will be rejoined momentarily. Asleep is but a nap as he wakes up, and Seoul back to the drawing board now.
No, I'm not exactly shocked to see that Jaehong's the other got trans. Michelle's been doing a good job as well. So it's the standoff. That's how it works out with this sort of composition. Just, take swings at each other till you get ults online, and then we get to start seeing some action here. As Seoul Dynasty, time for the second go. Nice Bionade. 3-hit on Seoul. That's going to lay him out pretty low. Jaehong has got trance online now. We'll see as the grab goes through. A little bit of a delay on his part. Going to top his teams up, and now let's see. They can actually use this exactly to go running right onto the point. That bonus healing making all the difference, allowing him to get aggressive.
Super smart by Jaehong there. Yes, his team gets grabbed. Usually the instant response is going to be a Transcendence with the area of effect healing. He realizes there's no real threat to them, even though they're clumped up in the group hug, the group therapy session. Waits a second, gets that in there, gets full value out of it. Seoul Dynasty with an easy cleanup. And now that we enter to the second point, it's actually worth noting that Dallas did a good job of holding on to things once they were lost. So the snowball potential not quite there. AKM a little bit away, but they do have defensive ultimates going forward in this one. You might even nano boost AKM here to get him faster towards his Graviton Surge.
Agreed. He needs to get that energy up, and then if he gets boosted, he's going to really start melting shields. It's going to give you a few places to hide if you're on Seoul. And Seoul immediately out onto the balcony. Let's see, onto the low ground as well. They're not going to just take that fight straight up. They're going to force the Dallas Fuel to come to them. Now things get fun. Fitz looking for the opening for that grab. Bathed in it. He gets stunned at the opportunity. Perhaps saw it there, but that stun was perfect. And Marvel put to sleep. Finds it in the end, though, with the nade on top. Michelle with the self-destruct over the top as well. Nothing there. Dallas doing a really good job right now of staying on top of things. They are not letting Seoul Dynasty take an inch.
All the teams have emptied their reserves right now. Seoul with a little bit of a stack on the support ultimates, though. They're going to have to get Jaehong back out here. AKM has a grab, might just throw it whenever he gets a chance. But it does seem like Dallas is going to hold momentarily. Everyone used everything there. Dallas still comes out ahead in the economy, though.
Dead even on kills right now as well, 5-5. Both of these teams so evenly matched. We could get into one of those long, drawn-out slugfests here as the Seoul, they missed the chance to just roll it. Now it's going to be constantly through this choke point here, either balcony. It's going to be a fight. Getting pummeled immediately. AKM fully charged up, goes for the grab, gets eaten by Michelle. AKM, tough break there, and now they got to make up for it. He's fully charged at least, so he can do a lot of damage. Unko's just going to get the free heal back here, have the time of his life.
I mean, this is what happened to Dallas, though, is that Vancouver just sat on the high ground with Diana. They've definitely taken some lessons from the drubbing that Vancouver was giving them.
Unko still got that aim as well. That was crisp.
Unko's gonna have it. So Seoul has rotated all the way around. not a fight lost, but just going to come in from a different angle here. Unko is going to have to be dealt with at some point.
Oh man, that's so much damage. Fire strike to the face, Toby. Get out, he's burnt to a crisp, and now the rest of Seoul Dynasty don't want to have anything to do with this. They all make the jump, good on them. That's awkward when you miss it.
I really think the only way to deal with an Ana defense like this is to go top right. Otherwise, she's just going to sit up there and do whatever she wants. Rain in damage, rain in nades, hit sleeps, being uncontested. It's always been such a good point for Ana. You can sit pretty much in your spawn and heal people if you want. And now if the other team's not going to contest this high ground, this is where Ana wants to be. Shatter comes in, doesn't get much.
It's going to be nice here from Unko. He's got the angle, puts one to sleep. Michelle out of the fight. But the first kill goes on to Unko, actually, and AKM is going to fall as well. Sound barrier goes down here to give Seoul some throughput. On to the point they go. Going to pick up this first tick. Could get a second as well. Zachary trying to find his way out onto it. OG's gone for the Hammond to change it up. Self-destruct, not going to find anything. Jaehong going to hit Note upside the head, and this is going to start being a Seoul Dynasty situation. They're going out one at a time here on the side of Dallas because they have to contest.
Now it's just desperation time as you see the hamster come in from OG. He gets dispatched rather quickly. A whole lot of gold for the Dynasty in that kill feed as they try to lock this one out. Dallas can just do their best. Try to stall it all out. Not gonna happen. And that's the right approach. That's the only way, really, to take Hanamura second.
Get rid of that Ana on the higher ground. You pointed it out. Unko was the first to die. No healing throughput. We'll see how it goes in the second half.
Coca-Cola is the official refreshment of the Overwatch League.
Well, it's looking like Seoul Dynasty. They're getting the job done, Hex. They finally figure it out in the end. As you were saying, you gotta take the top balcony. You can't let Unko sit up there as Ana till the end of time.
Yeah, that's how Hanamura's always been. You got to take the top away, otherwise you're in trouble. New Wish additions for Seoul have showed up pretty big. I mean, Marvel and Fitz playing very well. They work well together, and it's been interesting because you've got, you know, all-star, former MVP candidates sitting on the bench in Fissure. I mean, is Fissure going to be the first guy to go to 4 different teams in the Overwatch League? Like, he's moved around a bit.
Yeah, still finding his home, it seems. But it's not over yet. Still a chance, still plenty of time left in the season. As far as this map is concerned, no shocker. Jaehong is going to be on the Ana. A little bit of a clever position from Jaehong, though. That's not something you see every day. Perfect grenade, and the follow-up as well. There we go, there we go. That was clever, I like it. Set the trap, let him walk right into it.
Yeah, I mean, Jaehong has been very good on the Zenyatta, but this is the hero where he really made his name. Ryujehong as the Ana. Godlike sleeps, Emperor-like heals and damage. This is Jaehong at his most comfortable. Seoul put up a very good offense, looking to do a similar defense and go into the half 2-0. thus far, they just look like the better team, and they're pressuring OG so hard.
He needs to stay on top of the healing, though. Gonna get Marvel topped up. And so, Dallas Fuel, they have initiated the wrap. Marvel trying to split them up, trying to throw a little bit of a wrench in things. Not quite the case. Dallas doing a good job of sticking together.
Defensive Winston is interesting here. It does allow them to take over high grounds. But this first point is just going to be a slog around the bell.
And he'll have that primal so quick as well. Easy to get the bubbles so that Fitz is getting that energy. But now it's about Seoul Dynasty. They're going to have to spot it. How do they get onto this point? Marvel dropping dangerously low. There's Fitz with the first kill on Zachary, though, and that's certainly going to help things out. Oh, he gets ejected bodily. Marvel gets rid of him. Note cast into the void. Perfect play. Not a tick of progress picked up here for the Dallas Fuel.
Zachary, the first to die there, has been a trend in the Dallas Fuel losses. It has not worked out super well for them. They just seem to be a step or two more isolated than they normally are. And I feel that over the last couple weeks, teams have gotten so good at not splitting their damage and just going after Ryan. Just cracking a shield, just focusing him down as much as possible. 6v1, and then deal about everyone else later.
Surprise, surprise! And that's it. Zachary gone. Closer as well. 2 quick kills, and Dallas Fuel once again sent back to spawn. More valuable time. Burnt off the clock. Soul looking for some staggers, but Dallas were able to back off quickly.
Dallas is banking ults, but the problem is that Soul is kind of doing the same. They've got plenty to work with here. You'd have to imagine the order of operations for Dallas is going to be to try to rally in from Zach first, that way he won't die first, and then try to get these tank ultimates to get some value here. Both shields used at only 35% charge. That's not an ideal situation for Azaria.
And now they're forced to check angles. Getting a little doubtful here. AKM, though, that's good. Got to stay aware, but they're going to stick to the low ground, it seems, this time. AKM in position. And Soul, with all of these ults, I mean, Marvel can go charging in whenever he wants. It's going to be a matter of seeing where does AKM, yep, wraps around the back, looking for the solo, not going to find it. There's the sound barrier going down from Toby. And Closer, that can't happen, dies to the self-destruct. I mean, you lose OG at pretty much the same exact instance, so it's just a tough break here for Dallas, but they are running out of time, Hex. They're down to 40 seconds on the clock.
Last push. Last chance here. Gonna have to try to hit a shatter into a self-destruct, which can work, especially given the defensive composition of Seoul Dynasty. Shatter should be free here. You should get somebody. The problem is, who are you going to get? Where are you going to get them? There's no opposing Rhine to stop it, and unless Marvel's got the best bubble management on the planet, you're going to get something out of this shatter.
There's the boost. I was waiting to see when Ryujehong was going to be able to get that online. He was quick about it, so we will have perhaps a boost in Marvel in a moment here going on to this point. 7 seconds left on the clock. Dallas Fuel, their hands forced now. They have to get on the point. They have to establish themselves. There's the boost. Marvel gets in, already trying to close the door, and he is just climbing. He'll have his primal soon as well if this keeps up, but hey, you might not need it. So many kills here already, but they lose Ryujehong. Seoul Dynasty have lost a lot of healing now. Still possible for the Dallas Fuel to turn it around at the very bitter end. Note out of it, but if AKM stays alive, that's the damage, and he can start melting people.
4v3 goes to a 3v3 right now. Soul in a little bit of trouble as their Brigitte is very low. Munchkin gets there, though. Respawn advantage is Dallas's favor, though. They will eventually pick this up. Have to commit, though.
Exactly. AKM staying alive. That's the key. You had the damage there. If it was anybody else, it might have been a stall, but AKM just able to melt him.
They're going to have to reset, though. Zach is going to have to switch. OG is going to have to switch. So Soul does a good job of baiting out ultimates by forcing hero switches.
Yes.
You don't have ultimates now. There's a big 0 on the board for OG, a big 0 on the board for Zach, who, by the way, I feel have died first and together in nearly every fight. They somehow pulled that back to Dallas, but a lot of this is looking like OG and Zach dying first. A lot of the time. Dallas going to try to go bottom center here.
Promptly going to get knocked off the bridge. Onto the low ground. Marvel, he's still got that primal from the last time around. Still slowing down Dallas and exactly cutting him off. Unko goes boom. That's fine because Dallas Fuel were already on their way back to spawn. AKM currently getting hunted down by Ryujehong. That's a fun fight.
Yeah, Marvel with the super aggressive Primal Rage makes a world of sense as he wanted to switch anyway. That Primal Rage looks so juicy because they're all in that stairway and you think you just launch them off the ramp into the The great nothingness outside. However, he gets stunned and taken down. Now Seoul's going to set up their defense. I'd imagine they're going to hold top left. There's not a whole lot of trickeration happening on Hanamura.
You shock me, Hex. On the balcony, eh? Well, fancy that. Now it's a question of whether Dallas are going to keep repeating the same mistakes that Seoul made on their first offense, if they're going to just go straight on through here on the bridge.
Repeat the same mistakes that they already made several times in their previous match. This is what cost them Hanamura earlier against Vancouver. They're, oh, can we just keep going center and leave everyone alone on the high ground? You know, spoiler, no, you can't.
Yeah, a lot of time bleeding off the clock here as they do eventually work their way back up to the high ground. But Seoul have rotated off, so no freebies here for Dallas.
Yeah, they got him out of position.
Now this is where it could get interesting. Who's going to overstep? Fitz trying to get that energy rolling, waiting for it. There's the sound barrier, the go signal for Dallas Fuel. Instantly traded back by Toby with the slight delay, and so his will be a bit stronger here for Seoul Dynasty. Rally though from Zachary. This could make all the difference, but there's the opening for Fitz. Goes for the grab. Trance is in though. Going to cancel it, and this is now just back and forth. All of the ults getting thrown in. Dallas Fuel has still got their grab to work with though. And Seoul just hanging in this fight, refusing to give up, but this could very well be it. Note goes up. 2 kills come in for Dallas Fuel though. Make that 3. And this is the opportunity now for Dallas. They can get it done. Minute 30.
They did get Note, so only 5 alive here for the offense as they continue to push. It's only 1 death, but it makes a world of difference on assault maps if they can get out and stall, pick up another kill or 2.
Yeah, but you got the hamster now back in the fight. Note was very quick to go for the switch. Marvel gets picked up already, and AKM is still alive and still hurting. Nice Maywall there trying to cut up the point, trying to give some more room here for Seoul to work with. Fitz gets smushed though. That's not going to help things here for Seoul, and it's down to Marvel and Toby, the last 2 alive for Seoul Dynasty. Last man here, or hamster, but that's it. Dallas Fuel tie it up 2-2.
Dallas making it competitive at the very least. Hanamura, it's a map that we're going to complete and do it all again as well. A little bit of difference in the time bank though. We'll see how it all shakes out on the other side.
So the Dallas Fuel, they managed to squeak the first point in overtime. They got a whopping 4 minutes to take over the second point, and they managed to do it in the end. Seoul Dynasty, well, we're back into it, Hex. They're going to be on defense, though, just because, you know, Dallas, they had less time in the bank.
Dallas with only a minute, try to get some progress here on the first point as we recap OG's fun ride on last one. But it does not seem that the Dallas offense wants to try anything that different. OG started off on the Ana, very likely trying to lob a grenade over top. I don't think it hit anything. And they will switch to a standard 3-3. But with less than a minute, I mean, you really only have 1 crack at this, and you might not even get to ultimates.
Yeah, exactly. So, not quite going to find it. It's just got to go barreling in. OG gets pummeled immediately. That's brutal. Zachary pinned in the corner. He's gone, and that is going to be it. Dallas Fuel have to reset. Can't take that fight. And now they need to be careful about giving away too much energy. Closer getting caught. That's going to delay things further here for Dallas. At least he's Lucio. He can sprint his way back into this fight, but Seoul Dynasty right now looking pretty good.
Yeah, only chance for Dallas right now to come in. No ults up. Marvel the closest one at 55%. Maybe Unko gets a Transcendence going in this fight, but him and Ryujehong are very close. First kill could mean everything. Oh, and it's Zach again.
Yeah, there you go, Hex. It's right. The first kill. I mean, AKM is in a battle right now with Munchkin. If he can remove Munchkin, this could be big, but you lose Note in the meantime. Unko gets that trance online. OG's got the Shatter as well. Shatter does lay Michelle out for a nap, but not the important one, and Fitz with the grab is going to set it up. The Seoul Dynasty will do a fantastic job holding here. If Dallas under the gun weren't able to get it done. Seoul Dynasty Now we get to see what they're capable of.
So with a stellar defense there, towards the end, I was like, Jayhong, just Transcendence, keep your team alive. But he's like, the problem with Transcendencing is I can't shoot people while I'm Transcendencing. So Munchkin did a good job of staying alive there. Munchkin's one of the most aggro Briggs I've ever seen too. Sometimes I'm just looking at the top down and I'm like, why does Seoul only have 5 players on their team? That's because Munchkin's chasing kills on Briggs somewhere off in the distance.
Only a support, Hex, only a support.
Yeah, it's support here, by the way.
Yeah.
But Seoul's in a great spot here. They can't lose the map. They can only win or draw. They'll be going into halftime ahead. And I've been saying this about Seoul for a long time. I feel like when they're a team that when they start winning, they become one of the more dangerous teams in the league. When they start losing, it goes the other direction, right? But they're out of neutral and they're moving forward right now, the Seoul Dynasty.
That's exciting. Now we get to see. As far as the Dallas are concerned, they're going to go back to what didn't really work out for them the first time around, but still, Unko going to be on the Ana. We're sticking to our guns here. OG on the Winston as well, so we can get that cleave. Seoul probably going to be, well, they could potentially run this. This could be fun.
With 2.5 minutes, you can look forward to ultimate potential. So, you know, 2 minutes is essentially a guarantee that if you're alive long for 2 minutes, you're going to get ultimates. So you can run something with that plan in mind. Marvel's likely just out here for the scouting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, he is.
So, we will have, oh, well, actually, we're going to get the Winston, so that gives him some vertical play. Could work his way through the window if he wanted to. Yeah. Could do some fun stuff here.
You could also just jump past everybody onto the point, put some pressure, open the door. You can jump on an Ana if you know the cooldowns. Or just bubble somebody and just cut him off. Winston's so good against Ana if you can just put the bubble over somebody, because the healing that Ana does needs to be not hindered by shields. So if you shield somebody off, they can't get healed at all. It's a smart play. I really like this composition from Seoul, especially when he only needs 33%.
This is just turning into the Rompa Stomp, just flying Winstons, crashing into people. OG trying to get onto that point, gets that bubble, and AKM now with his aim. It's LG time. He's just going to start melting them, and never mind. Jayhong with the headshot opens it all up. AKM, talk about a high-value target for Jayhong to hit. There's Spitz with the grab as well, and this is going to be it. The Seoul Dynasty will not be denied, and they will be taking the lead of the series.
It looked like they wanted to jump Jayhong, but as soon as he got AKM, OG just backed out. He saw what just happened to that guy. He's not going in there anymore either. Seoul takes a 2-0 lead in this series over the Dallas Fuel.
Look at that. Jayhong knows it. He knows it. Knows what's going on, knows what needs to get done, and he is just laughing. This is a tough one for Dallas now. Down 2 in the series going into halftime.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile, now connecting 99% of Overwatch League fans. Catch your league on America's network, T-Mobile. And by State Farm. Whatever life brings your way, State Farm is here to help life go right. Seoul Dynasty is still searching for their first win of Stage 2, and so far, they're off to a pretty good start. They're up 2-0 over the Fuel at the break. Welcome back into the Blizzard Arena. Make some noise, everybody. We've got an awesome crowd, and we've got some good matches. Here at halftime, though, I've got a packed house. Not only do I have So Inside Show, we've brought in our main tank expert from the back. You know him, you love him. It's Reinforced!
Yeah!
No, you can't celebrate yourself.
He's
That's not how it
That's a
works.
golden boy move for sure.
Yes!
I took some inspiration from him.
You're doing great. You're doing great so far. Johnny, we wanted to bring you in because we thought this was going to be an epic battle between OG and Fissure. Fissure's on the bench. He hasn't played since his game against the Gladiators, but it's no big deal. Marvel has been playing awesome today.
I'm still here. No, Fissure's still here.
Yeah, you outlasted him somehow.
Yeah.
It's kind of wild though, isn't it? Everyone thought this was going to be Fissure versus OG, and then Marvel just steps up. Is it due to the teamwork? Is it due to, like, you don't need that individual talent? Maybe Fissure was too explosive.
I think it's because of the aggression, personally, because we always talked about this last year, how Fissure is a really aggressive tank, and maybe that doesn't suit the Seoul Dynasty this year. I think maybe with Marvel, they get a bit more passivity, and they can make some cerebral decisions, as Brent would say.
Yeah, definitely. I think they're playing better as a team than Dallas are at the moment. They're supporting their main tank and allowing him to win that 1v1 matchup. I think OG is probably the more skilled main tank of the two, but it doesn't really
we'll
matter
decide
that
after
much.
the match. We'll decide afterwards. Yeah.
Okay. But overall here, he's just kind of getting pounded. He's had moments of brilliance, but overall he's kind of been taken out of the match.
I honestly feel like there's a pretty severe disconnect within the team of the Dallas Fuel. I think their target calling and shot calling has really not been on point. There were a lot of moments where AKM went in, for example, at the very last fight in OT. He went in for that Munchkin. He almost killed Munchkin on that break, and that could have been the crucial first pickup they needed to actually get the point. However, instead of his team following up on that, they went completely on the other side, which is very odd. And there were a lot of these kind of moments, so they're not really supporting each other to excel.
So, Johnny, we've seen Reinhardt's, we've seen some Monkeys, we've seen some Wrecking Ball. Let's start here with Marvel from the Seoul Dynasty. What's his best main tank that you've seen so far today?
I actually think it's the Winston, personally, because you see in his positioning and how he's waiting to engage at the perfect time. Usually with Reinhardt, it's a bit back and forth. You know, you're trying to maintain your shield and also get the right hits off. But Marvel, he has really good positioning when it comes to the Winston, and then uses his Primal Rages at the perfect time. So I like this guy moving forward personally, and he might even see more play if we're going to say a dive meta.
Marvel's doing work today, and Seoul needs just one more map to lock this up. But here at the halftime, we wanted to talk big picture with our main tanks, and I've asked Zoe and Josh to both make their top fives. Reinforce, you are our official judge for this segment.
Oh,
so let's go ahead and throw up the top five behind us here. Walk us through your picks.
Okay, well, I've got Mano. We've both got Mano at the top.
That was an easy one.
Okay, you're really high on Gesture. Why do you think Gesture's so good? The guy hasn't performed on Ryan for a while.
All right, mister, I'm putting OG on number 4.
He's so talented. This guy's so
but
talented.
sometimes he's not, all right? He has great games and he has really bad games, whereas Gesture at least has been very consistent. The only times where he...
Consistently poor on Reinhardt in stage 1.
Excuse me, I think he's actually improved massively on
definitely
Reinhardt.
has.
I do think he looks a lot better. I find it interesting that we both have Fissure in it, even though we haven't even seen him playing this stage.
Where is Marvel on this? Where is Marvel? I don't
know where Marvel
understand.
is.
He's in the game dominating. Where is he?
He's not on the board. He's not on the board,
So
Johnny.
how do you rate our picks then?
Well, I do like Super at number 2. I mean,
that's good.
Everyone loves the Super,
Good looks
right?
for the shock player.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got the crowd cheering on Super as well.
I think he might even be the best Ryan at the moment, Super. When we watch some of his Ryan play with the San Francisco Shock, it's crazy good. But his team is kind of slamming.
Go ahead, Johnny. I'll let you complete your
Bumper
segment.
at 3. Like, he gets pocketed so hard by his team.
What, you think that's too low?
Too high.
Or too high?
He'll be 4th. Not with OGE, perhaps, but, you know, there could be someone else in here.
Bumper leads the team. He literally leads the Vancouver Titans.
Yeah, but he gets all the heals. I never get all the heals in rank.
We were asked
me.
to get the main tank ranking, not the team ranking. Main
Fair,
tank
fair,
and Bumper
fair.
probably wouldn't look that
So,
good.
Johnny, if you had to award a winner here, is it Zoe or is it Josh?
I gotta go with Zoe here. I think this is a joke. Honestly, Sideshow.
Unbelievable.
There we have it.
You said that Dallas Fuel were a top 4 team. How do you feel?
I feel bad about that prediction, honestly.
Yeah,
that they're a top 4 team. But I think they've still got enough talent to be able to bring it back and make it much closer in this game. I think this is a bit of an underperformance.
I was going to say, Josh, right now you have OG in your top 4. What does the number 4 best main tank in the league need to do To get Dallas back in this one, they need to win 3 straight maps in the second half.
They play better.
It's not about him playing better, Jonathan. It's not about that. I think what he needs to do is rely on the rest of his team to peel for him more. Toby is manhandling him.
So the team
him all over the point.
It's always the other
It's
team's
always
fault.
the team.
It's always the
You
team.
should know as a main tank, you always blame your team. You never say it's your fault as the main tank.
So
Can it happen?
That's
Can it
the
happen?
point.
Can Dallas come back?
I think it's possible. I think it's pretty unlikely. They've got themselves in a bad hole. They need to perform a lot better in the second half.
All right, well, all of my analysts picked Dallas today. Are they all wrong? We'll find out. Game 3 is coming up after this.
They don't just play for a team. They play for every fan, every rival, every moment, every match. And when everyone watching expects the best, they perform with the best.
Well, there we have it. The Seoul Dynasty currently in the lead, contrary to what our analysts thought.
Yeah.
All of them.
I mean, did you see those main tank lists? You have 2 main tank lists and Super's not at the top. We don't take that serious.
Matt isn't even
I don't
a
think I
an
know that.
analyst, and he's getting, you know, in on the poor.
Well, you
poor
can't have
predictions.
Matt out there with
Matt.
Johnny. As someone who is same stature as Matt, you'd strain his neck looking at 9-foot tall Jonathan Reinforce.
You know, and you wonder why the Vikings dominated. You know?
I don't wonder at all. No,
pretty clear what
it's
you see, Donnie.
not been a confusing issue at all.
Well, what's been confusing about this is the battle going on between OG and Marvel. There was some focus there on OG, at least during the halftime segment, but he seems to be struggling a little bit here, Hex.
Yeah, it's very strange, the evolution of the Overwatch League, where main tanks are going in and then, you know, they get targeted, but not super targeted. Now it just seems like all eyes on the main tank. You can't step 2 feet in front of your supports without getting beamed down, but it's been tough. You got to play a little more passively, which pains me to say, really. Seoul is up 2-0 as we head into our 3rd map, Eichenwalde. Eichenwalde.
But we already figured this out. It's Eichenwald.
No, you just have to say it like you're sneezing.
Eichenwalde.
Eichenwalde. Bless you.
It's a castle. There's a castle. There's a guy sitting on a throne. There's going to be a payload after they get this point.
Is there a man in High Castle?
Oh, buddy. Philippine Dick Man. References on point, Hex.
It's not a reference I really want to follow up on. Anyway, Seoul is on the offense here. Gonna be running very standard 3-3. Marvel on the main tank there, swinging away. Fissure on the bench. Same thing for Dallas. Mirror compositions as they go at it.
I'm curious, do Zenyatta's dream of Electric Sheep?
Douglas Adams?
It's a good question. It's a good question as already the fight is underway here for Dallas, and they are going to hold. Seoul Dynasty just kind of running in. Not a lot to it.
Yeah.
They're just dead.
That's about as simple as it gets.
They're just dead. They're just back in spawn now.
Lost a couple, reset off the edge.
Sheeps has got some kick to it. But that was actually, wasn't that what Blade Runner was based off of? That is exactly what Blade Runner was based off of.
Yes, it was.
All right, let's get into the thick of things here as Seoul Dynasty. Round 2. What are they able to do? Because right now the Dallas Fuel are pretty much ahead across all the board.
Yeah, they tried right.
Ultimates.
Now they're just gonna try left here.
Flip a coin, choose which side.
Yeah, this used to be a map in which Faras would do this dance on the tower, but right now it's just the Rhines dancing around the main tower there. Very aggressive push here from Seoul as they try to get in. No one falling yet.
Oh, there's the Monster Shatter to kick things off. Marvel out of it, Michelle demecks, and that's going to end it here for the Seoul Dynasty. 2.5 minutes on the clock, and that's the end of the second push. But again, they're just building ultimates until we can get into the Wombo combo time.
Rally down for Dallas, and it's actually a big deal because rally does not persist anymore after 30 seconds. That armor will go away, and by the time the Seoul Dynasty push in again, it just might be starting to be depleted, and they can push in with a rally of their own.
Now there's the grab to kick things off. AKM spots him. Fitz will have, don't use anything. Oh, Ryujehong goes for the trance. Ryujehong goes for the trance in this fight. Tough break. No
Unlucky.
trance now, but you don't have to worry about, well.
That's a big old unlucky. We're below 2 minutes right now, nearing 90 seconds only on the clock. Dallas Fuel have done a great job of managing their ultimate usage and their ultimate economy.
They're
They
looking much
still
better.
have both support ultimates too, so a Grav's not even going to win Seoul this fight.
Could this be like a Boston situation where whatever the Dallas Fuel management had to say back there is going to get this team revitalized and ready to go for a sweep?
A little Jane and Arrow coaching coming in, perhaps.
Always possible. I mean, the Fuel, they definitely have the talent on the team. It's a matter of getting them to work together. Munchkin with the rally into the fight now. Seoul Dynasty looking to get in, but there it is, the perfectly timed sound barrier to keep everybody on the Fuel alive. Already Fitz with the grab thrown in. Closer is the first to die, but the trance is up and it's keeping everybody else healthy on the Fuel. And there we go, the trade, removing Munchkin. OG goes down though, and this might be it for the Seoul Dynasty. Losing your main tank on Dallas is gonna make it so hard to hold on.
Marvel barely stays alive, gets great support from his team as he bunny hops backwards with the shield up. It's just Zach left, and he's just gonna be put into the corner, put back to spawn. Soul finally breaks through. Good use of ultimates.
Yeah, looking solid there in the end, in all the chaos. But once the dust is settled, it's the black and gold who are riding the payload. And now we gotta see, are they gonna make it to the second point as we wait for the slowest door in the history of doors? I guess that's a gate more than a door.
Yeah, well, I mean, every Overwatch door is terribly inefficient.
Needs some WD-40, some grease on there. And there's the grab though. Dallas Fuel get brought in and immediately pummeled, slammed into the wall. Toby takes a ride with OG that he definitely wanted off of, but it's still gonna be Seoul Dynasty winning this fight and making some decent progress here with the payload. If they can get under that bridge, under the high ground, things are gonna get fun.
Should be able to push it through. It is one of the times you want to prioritize putting 3 people on the payload, trying to get as much push as possible, because the defender's advantage evaporates the further you're able to push this cart forward.
Yep.
And fight over the bridge on the mid ground rather than giving up high ground here. Seoul has their ultimates available in the Shatter. We'll see the Rhine games commence between Marvel and OG.
It helps that AKM's got the grab as well, which is probably why we're following his perspective now, although now we're on OG. Shatter canceled out. Shield was up. There's the grab, bringing him in. Can they overwhelm Marvel? He's getting good support from his team, but he eventually turns away from Note's self-destruct. Zachary got pitched into the ravine though, but the rest of Seoul going for a reset with Marvel out of the picture.
Yeah, they used several ultimates to be able to deal just Marvel there. The self-destruct combo did get him. Fitz at 65%, nearing his own Graviton surge.
He's slowed down a little bit, Fitz, in terms of getting these grabs up. It does feel like AKM is doing a bit of a quicker job, and at the same time, that's not what the numbers say.
No,
so.
the numbers say the exact opposite. AKM's not getting these grabs up very quickly, but it seems like it's been a while since Fitz has gotten there. It's gonna have 80%. If they play this slow enough, you should be able to get Graviton during this fight. Force out some defensive ultimates from Dallas.
I got some stats on the board there for OG, but it's going to be rally into rally, all out action now. Dallas trying to hold the line. Seoul Dynasty, each step forward matters. Munchkin dead before it kicks off. And there's the grab, but where's the follow-up from Seoul? Not going to happen. Instead, they're getting split up. Marvel somehow survives, but that won't be for long.
They committed everything there because they thought that was going to be their last fight, and I believe that grab came out right as Munchkin was dying. He's aggressive, and you take the positive and the negative with that. They still will have a Shatter and a Transcendence, which is more than Dallas has. So very possible still with Seoul. Don't have to rush in through the castle, through the choke. They can take their time and set up. It's their last offensive fight.
We'll have a couple on the line. Michelle's going to throw the self-destruct in here to try and open things up. Dallas nimbly dodging. Once again, Munchkin going down. Once again, Seoul Dynasty lose their Begita first. They had to trade it. They couldn't quite get the latch onto Zachary. And now Ryujehong goes down as soon as the trance wears out. It is going to be a solid hold here for the Dallas Fuel. Excellent work on their part. Seoul Dynasty left wondering what they could have done differently, and it is definitely not going to pan out for them this time on the offense. Single point picked up for Seoul. Stopped right in front of the second one.
Zach had a better map there, able to take out his counterpart. When Zach's playing well, Munchkin isn't. It's kind of the battle between the Brigidas. We shall see the other half of it when we return from the break.
Coca-Cola is the official refreshment of the Overwatch League.
So we're back into the thick of things here, and Munchkin is wondering how to trade back, what is it, Jinyu does, his spirit, his power. He's like, please, Zachary, this is not the trade I wanted. He's dying a lot. He died 6 times on that push. Zachary, not nearly as much. So we're seeing a different level of performance here. Zachary is setting it up for the Dallas Fuel. Munchkin is kind of leaving his team wondering, what?
And it seems like when Brigidas die first, that the focus and target calling kind of falls around it as well. Because Brigida is one of those heroes that you have to be in someone's face. You know exactly what you're aiming at. Well, aim would be a loose term in this situation. But you know exactly who you're targeting with Brigida. And then when she dies, it seems like everyone else just starts shooting everything else. But Brig's only going to go forward only in like melee range. So your target calling gets really focused. And that very last fight, there were several members of the Fuel who were half health or less, and they just weren't able to finish it. Another interesting spot from Ryujehong. Gets caught out by Note.
Could still hang up here, though. He wasn't knocked off. Yeah, he still has the angle for the nade if he wanted it. Oh, was attempting to sleep. Not going to happen. Nade goes down, though. Going to get a bit of boost going for the heals, and that is going to be Toby getting picked off first. Seoul Dynasty, one mistake after the other is going to cost him here, unless they can come up with a kill very quickly. But AKM is going with the LG, just looking to melt them. Seoul Dynasty got to back it.
OG got anti, but able to stay alive on that team. Marvel falls next. And it does not seem like Eichenwald and Seoul Dynasty get along very well. It's not been a great map for them so far. Still some work to do for Dallas, but they could easily win this map based on the prowess of that first attack.
Oh, nice. Bit of free energy there. And well, when it comes down to mechanics, I mean, AKM has still got the aim. He's got that tracking. He is still cranking out a whole lot of hurt. And the crowd starting to wake up here. Dallas Fuel, they're doing better. After the half, looking way more confident in their ability to take the fight to Seoul Dynasty. Seoul Dynasty currently in the lead in the series 2-0, but Dallas looking to get their first map on the board.
They've got Nano, they're gonna use it right away. It's not really a defensive or reactionary ultimate, so I like this choice to come in here. Gotta get some kills though. OG is able to get out with his life, so that's a Nano that gets 0 value.
Yeah, now you're gonna get grabbed. Oh, the counter shatter there. That's gonna definitely throw a wrench in things. No, self-destruct. Marvel gets caught.
Shield was way too low. It was probably cracked or broken anyway. Marvel down, Fitz down, and this should be a walkthrough for Dallas. Seoul will have an opportunity to get out here and defend.
That was definitely a one-cheek approach there. That was a one-cheek, I gotta say it. You know, it looked like they wanted to go for the full San Francisco shock treatment and then decided to back off. What are you gonna do? You're letting Dallas.
Yeah, especially with a nanoed Rhine too. I mean, just keep going.
get
I guess
in
if
there.
you're gonna go. They kind of, yeah, you're right. I mean, I hate agreeing with you, but I have to sometimes.
Especially when I'm saying one cheek. It's like, why? Well, look at that payload right now. Seoul Dynasty are currently wondering why this is going so poorly for them. They just cannot seem to get it done on Eichenwald. OG throws out the shatter, not gonna find it. Point blank grab, there we go. Now this should be setting it up. Never mind, Fitz is dead. Zachary brings it back, self-destruct over the top, removes OG. And it looks like Seoul Dynasty, oh, they had to be. What a save from Toby, that was far too close. But there's the contest.
Yep. Had to use the sound barrier late. But you see it, it is pulled in halfway through the parking spot of victory there. 2 meters out in 3.5 minutes. Dallas just needs to win one fight here. They used everything that they had though, so it's gonna be tough.
It's just gonna be the whole tickle fight back and forth, basically. We're gonna stare at each other angrily.
Yeah, Toby has to do this here. He's gonna get a boop there later, but if he's not on the cart and alive, which is I think the biggest point of the barrier there, everyone else got grabbed off the cart. They would have lost right then.
When you just got two Rhines facing each other with shields, it really is kind of silly, isn't it? It's like, come on, who's gonna move first? Who's gonna go first?
Oh!
Marvel's gonna go first! Down into the drink with them! Let's go, Closer coming up with the plays. Self-destruct over the top, creates more space. Last-ditch effort now from Seoul Dynasty with
Toby!
4 alive. Toby coming up with 2 big kills though. Unko and AKM out of it. A lot of DPS dead for Dallas, but Ryujehong gets overwhelmed.
No, they got all the supports.
This is unreal.
Munchkin dashed back in. He almost got knocked off the bridge, but they used his shield bash to get up there. Respawn advantage hugely in favor of Seoul. Fitz comes out. Seoul's holding.
Unbelievable. Michelle somehow survives that. All right, let's see it from Toby's perspective. This is ridiculous. Right over the side. Perfect play. What a save. It was dead and done if he does not pull that off. Toby, each time with the boots.
I love that replay. I love that Zen's ulting in front of him, just like, yeah, styling on him. You see what my boy just did to you?
Yeah, no, that's brutal. Toby, that is back-to-back fights where he just made the big plays to keep his team in it. And now Dallas Fuel, there it is, opening it up. Nice sound barrier. Do have an attempt at the boat. Self-destruct over the top. We're just going to be trading Rhines. Zachary, though. Zachary out in the open gets deleted. A nice stun there from Munchkin. And once again, the Dallas Fuel forced to retreat. Unbelievable.
Back 90 seconds remain. And what once seemed like an inevitability of Dallas winning this map, not so certain. If Dallas does not win this map, however, they lose the series. That's it.
Indeed. It is all ogre. So,
Did you say ogre?
ults.
It's all ogre
man.
now.
It's all ogre now. 2 ults online, soon to be 3 for Dallas. Thing is that Ryujehong's got the trance, so even if you want to go for the grab, I mean, no grab either, so I mean, shatter. This is tough here for Dallas because they are quickly running out of time. A minute on the clock now. They have to make this count.
Taking the high ground, doing the long path here because you don't want to get knocked right off of the edge, but Fitz has this grab.
Yeah, grab goes in. What's the follow-up? Closer, Zachary, everybody going down. Well, there we go. Off of a single ult as well, off of a single ult from Seoul. That could not have gone any better. Now you've got the Shatter for the next fight. You've got the Trance. You'll have Rally as well. It's looking up here for Soul. Dallas backs to the wall.
And Dallas just used Rally too. That is a rough scenario. It's it. They don't win this fight, they lose the series. Can't get any simpler.
Note doing a bit of talking right now. AKM as well, trying to get them coordinated. It's on them. It's on them to get the teams rallied. They need to get on this payload. 20-second mark. Yeah. If ever there was a time for the fans to make some noise, it is now, because Dallas, they need your energy. This is the moment. And Soul, you got to keep an eye on Toby. I would not be shocked to see him coming around the corner again. Hey, OG, go tell me what the river looks like down there. Well, let's see. Right on the edge now. Who's going to flinch? Shatter thrown in. Does connect with one. Toby looking for the play. Note's going to find Fitz. That's a lot of damage gone. They need to trade one back immediately here for Soul. And sure enough, there it is. The double from Toby. Time and time again, the guy keeps delivering. AKM hanging on by a thread. AKM somehow still alive, but Note trying to return it, trying to save it. Not going to be enough. In the end, it will be Soul Dynasty taking the series 3-0.
The Dallas Fuel are not going to be comfortable walking over even pedestrian bridges through the city of Glendale without making sure Toby's not near them. My goodness.
You got to give it to Toby. All the fights, he comes up with the moves every single time. What a play from that guy right there on your screen. What a hero for the Soul Dynasty. They take it 3-0. We'll be back for the fourth and final map after this.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.
Yeah, this guy's still hype after that series. Well, you still got a map to go, but Toby, he won it in the end. So many key kills that allowed his team to take the win over Dallas Fuel.
Big plays from the support line of Soul today. Munchkin playing as aggro Brigida as he always does. Toby, a reminder that he's still in the league. You know, Toby is I'm like, I haven't really even thought about Toby in a while.
Yeah.
Ryujehong overshadows him. That is a 3-0, looking at 4-0 in our map set here.
That's a whole lot of gold.
We're going to Gibraltar next, but this one is in the books. Dallas, you know, after a rough first match this week, not looking any better. Gonna have to go home and try to regroup themselves at the Dallas homestand next week.
In front of the home crowd as well, sold out audience. Be sure to tune in. Gonna be going down next week. Was it the 23rd, 24th? I can't remember the exact date. I'm so bad, Higgs.
Yeah, you're awful. Dallas has not played Gibraltar yet, though. So this is time to get that practice in. Scrims are scrims, maps are maps. You know what that means. I know that sentence actually meant absolutely nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like when people say it is what it is. Hey, just get out of here. Why are you wasting your oxygen?
So stop. Right now, I'm pretty happy to see that we actually have a Batiste here up for Dallas Fuel and Unko on the, well, actually just running all sorts of things here on Dallas.
Yeah, I suppose.
Crazy thought. There's a Mei, there's a Moira.
Mei is really good here because look at this pathway that you have to go through. Or you can do that.
Or you can do that.
Also
just
an
contest
option.
it for free. Eventually, you guys are gonna have to go ahead and fight, though. I mean,
They should just get a dragon and burn that wall down. I don't get it.
yeah, well, clearly.
Yeah,
This is just unreal. This stall tactic here from Dallas Fuel is actually the most ridiculous thing ever.
Zach is really good.
Oh, there we go.
Zach's really good at finding broken things and exploiting them in the game. If you've seen some of his interviews, he's like, well, I play Doomfist because he's broken. I play Sombra because he's broken. And now he finds a way to stall off the cart without even fighting because it's broken.
I think I'm gonna have a fit if we stay on Marvel any longer because that's just chaos in there. He dies, but they do eventually manage to make it past that point. Clever plays from the Dallas Fuel, but now we got to see him hold the line in an actual fight here. Marvel has got to work his way back in. Yeah, okay, this should be it. 4 players here for Seoul, and they're going to be backing off.
God, this is... It's an interesting composition from Seoul, too. They're running an Ana Lucio Zen.
Yeah, and it's Munchkin on the
I mean,
as well.
if Matt, Mr. X Murillo had his way, he'd tell you run triple support all the time. Actually, Matt's like, just run 5 supports, it's fine. He'll never die to us, chill.
Dumb lit. Dude, you're getting way better with your impression. I got to work on it a bit.
Oh, yeah, Matt's my spirit animal.
So, I mean, that's kind of what the goal is still. 3-3 over the top, onto the
minutes
payload,
left.
Dallas Fuel. Grabs all over the place. Self-destructs all over the place, or at least one. Michelle's still working on his, but they are trading now. Back and forth. Ryujehong with the trance. Will keep Marvel up. Eventually goes down, but this is Seoul seeming like they're squeaking it.
Unko's getting supported, getting some peel there as well, but it is the supports of the Seoul Dynasty come out on top there as they light up the kill feed. Munchkin's on Tracer, probably to try to get back, but you know, Munchkin's a pretty good Tracer player. Maybe just let him stay on it. Nope, back to Brig Jail. Get in there.
Come on, Hex.
Stop aiming.
It's so funny that you thought
Munchkin doesn't even have a mouse up there. He's got a trackpad, so they have to put him back on Brig. Can't play the Tracer.
It's not allowed. Well, so, and Dallas, the 2 teams that are on this server right now, at this moment, in this instant,
Dynamite.
present time,
Dynamite.
about to swing hammers at each other, lob energy grenades at each other.
Well, when we saw this map the other day, it was actually, we didn't get to see this part of the map. They just sped run through it, but the defender's advantage is enormous when you get to second part of Gibraltar here. A giant grab incoming. Self-destruct finds AKM.
That's not going to help things here for Dallas. Losing your Zarya first statistically means you lose the fight. OG dying as well isn't going to help things, and that is going to be the full clean here for the Seoul Dynasty. Closer, you're kind of stuck in a corner. Exactly. Now you're dead.
They should be able to get this checkpoint. We'll see if they can get any kills or if the map claims lives. And it does. There goes Zach. There goes Note. Gibraltar continues to be the map which does not let you live. It'll split spawn you. The reason they jumped off the edge is because they spawn at the left side of your screen right now, and they jumped into the ocean rather than feeding over that percentage to the Dallas Fuel. Gibraltar kills many. We need to start a fund, is all I'm saying. A fund. We need a PSA to save people from Gibraltar killing people.
I wonder, though, would it measure up to others? I mean, Toby was doing a pretty good job earlier there to mess with the stats.
Munchkin down first, and it seems like they're going to rally in. Soul has to back up. Marvel should die here. There he goes. Back to the drawing board, 3:30 left.
That's the thing, 3:30 left. Still plenty of time here for Seoul. Amazed if they change anything at this point, but on both of these teams. Now you're stuck back on the tried and true. If you're Dallas, you're admiring the pretty colors. I mean, it is kind of like the perpetual sunset here on Gibraltar. It's nice.
And it's soothing. Quite beautiful.
Why do these guys have to fight? They should be, you know, getting a cocktail,
Why you have to
soaking
be
up
mad?
the rays.
This is just a game.
Yeah, why you have to be mad? OG. Yeah, there we go. Toby smushed up against the wall. He got his sound barrier off, though, so Toby, as far as value is concerned, he did his job. Fitz goes down, though, and that's actually not part of the plan here for Seoul Dynasty.
No.
Neither is Marvel. getting snuffed. So
Dallas does a good job. Don't have to use a ton of ultimates there. Able to hold on. 2.5 minutes left. Probably about 3 pushes for the Seoul Dynasty. Next fight will very likely begin with a Graviton Surge. Everyone else is a little far away from their own ultimates. But they do have the bigger bang combination. Graviton Surge into self-destruct. There's the grab.
There's the bang. And Ryujehong just goes ahead and casually kills 2. That
Nice
works too.
displacement. Both tanks down. Now it's just about cleanup here. Note's going to do his best, but he's discorded and dispatched.
Do you think it's like a they draw straws thing where it's just, okay, whose turn is it to pop off on Seoul in the support line? Now, first map was Munchkin, and then it's Ryujehong, and then it's Toby, and now it's back to Ryujehong,
Yeah.
I guess.
Is that why they struggled last year? Is the ban on plastic straws? They just couldn't figure out who was going to play
figure
well?
it out. How do you break them at that point? You need scissors or something. It's terrible.
Well, defense still now in position for Dallas as Seoul looks to re-engage right now. They're probably waiting for rally. You get rally from Munchkin, and then you push forward, try to get OG out of position and let Marvel hit a shatter.
Well, we've got all the tools necessary now. There it is. Munchkin with the rally. Straight on in.
There's a shatter, doesn't get anything.
Doesn't get anybody. That's not the prettiest. And we still have the trance here from Ryujehong. AKM with the grab. Trance will follow. Nice little delay there to outlast it. Michelle gets DMX. Unfortunate. But this is still a favorable situation for Seoul Dynasty because we lose AKM, we lose Zachary, we lose the whole team. And this will be 3 points picked up for the Seoul Dynasty. And in under, I mean, they still have more than a minute left. Unless, can they just remove this guy? Oh my goodness. Sub 1 minute. Dallas, they spit in your eye at the very end.
That is a full complete, though. It's some good numbers put up today from the Seoul Dynasty. 2-3, 2-3. Have won the series. Now it's just about rounding it out, asserting your dominance.
That has been a theme for us, though, recently, Hex. You know, a lot of 4-0s.
I haven't seen a meaningful map 4 in quite a bit.
Yeah, no, it's a tough break. It's a toughie. It's just like the agony continues for Dallas. Look at AKM. He's just,
But of
he's
course,
very
you know,
sad right now.
map 4s do mean everything in the Overwatch League. All about that map differential and dying thing of that.
It is about the map differential.
It does.
It is
There
about
is
it.
a
You know, when you
number.
get to the end.
Someone's going to take a box that they
stays
want to map,
playoffs.
but this has been all Seoul all day.
This is why you got the Titans, you know, the Titans, the Shock. Well, the Shock just do it because they want to be mean and destroy your soul. You know, the Titans, you know, New York is just all about like, all right, we need to not drop a map because it's the only way to catch the Titans.
Yeah.
But,
Vancouver just, they were like, what's the dumbest way we could beat a team? How can we play silly and still win?
And it, lo and behold, it still works.
But I don't think Seoul's at that level yet. They do need to just start stomping people 4-0, right? So it is important that they finish out the map. They will be on defense here.
When you're in the middle of the pack like this, and it's going to start making a difference. In terms
It
of
is,
map.
actually. The map
This can
differential does
actually
matter.
Really matter for Seoul.
If you're not San Francisco or Vancouver, the map differential does end up being a great deal. Hey, we saw Stage 1 playoffs. Some teams got bumped just for map differential, right? Because we have less matches this year in the Overwatch League. It's not 40, it's only 28, so these maps do matter at the very end. It's just hard for teams to be 0-3 and then get up, you know, for your map play.
Save a bit of that honor. Well, Dallas Fuel, they are going to try. They are going to try. 3.5 minutes on the clock. Seoul Dynasty playing very passively. I mean, this is really just, they're not really trying to take the fight early. They're going to hang out here in the underground, and it looks like instead of just, you know, going for the shenanigans, hiding in the room, they're looking for a straight up fight. Ryujehong, though, gonna get picked by AKM, but then that's traded back. Zachary next to go down. And well, as far as Dallas Fuel are concerned, this should be feeling pretty good. Now they're gonna go ahead and just be able to make a whole lot of progress with this payload. It should get right up to the point.
Easily taking that very first fight, getting ultimates up rather quickly. Unko is nearing a Transcendence already. This might be one of those instances where you just Transcendence knowing that the Graviton is not going to be up anytime really soon. Might not need it, though.
Might not need it. Wow, Marvel. Marvel just got deleted.
Yeah.
That is, this is sloppy stuff here from Seoul. Dallas Fuel, they're going to be able to pick up the first point. 5 minutes plus on the clock here as well in terms of bank.
They are speed running this one for certain, trying to catch people out in split spawns, but not going to be the case here.
No joy this time. No free stats. Yeah. Oh man, I got that kill. It's like
this does not bring joy. Now, Dallas has all the ults in the world you would want. Graviton coming up. They've got Shatter. They've got everything. Soul trying to get really interesting rotation here. He's going to take the low ground right away.
Dallas are going to oblige them. Zachary there to kick things off. There's the grab going in. And, well, clean as could be here for Dallas. 4 quick kills. Soul Dynasty sent packing immediately.
So fresh. So clean. Soul still has ultimates because, well, they're just now getting them, and they haven't had the chance to use them thus far. They will be able to fight before this next point comes in, as they enter in before the second checkpoint.
Rallies on both sides. Looking to see, I mean, Fitz has got the grab, but he's going to get cut off by AKM, who's going to beam him down.
It's been all Dallas since they got on the offense of this map. They're just going to roll right through. Split spawn will send that Omnic off the edge there as Ryujehong takes a long walk off a short pier.
I wonder, this is like insult to injury for Dallas, though, because they've got to be saying to themselves, why weren't we doing this all series long?
It's so hard to gauge map 4s, though. Is Soul trying their hardest?
That's the question.
You never know.
As far as Soul, now you've already won. Now you've actually got your fight going as well, but for AKM in particular, this has got to be pretty painful. Still, 1 map win would be a boon here for Dallas when it comes down to sorting out the playoffs. So let's see, are they capable? They've got so much time to work with. Pretty much 5 minutes on the clock, and they're on the home stretch to the 3rd point to tie it up.
There's a grab, catches 3, Transcendence in response. Will a self-destruct, find something, nice displacement towards the end, but still no kills off of that bigger bang.
Not quite enough. Marvel, though, once again, Marvel's going to go down. He just keeps getting out there in the open. Munchkin follows. And this is great now for Dallas. 3 kills for them. Going to get a 4th here with Michelle. And this is some serious progress. There's a lot of pressure now on Soul. Are they going to be able to get out? AKM, yeah, he's got the grab. He's going to grab him at the door. Not going through the other side. What a play. Perfect from AKM. Soul Dynasty didn't split up. They went all through one door.
Yeah, nice little consolation fight, if you will, locking the door with the Graviton Surge. We have more Gibraltar yet to play, and we will do so right after this short.
So, left wondering what's going on here. Dallas Fuel just skate into this revitalized. And because there was so little time in the bank, Soul Dynasty have to go on offense. They have a minute, which means they pretty much have to play perfect from here on out, except that that's not what we've been seeing so far on Gibraltar. Soul, many mistakes, not the level we've seen so far throughout this series.
It's a little bit interesting that Dallas is not going to do that Mei strategy, because with only a minute,
yeah,
I mean, your cooldowns will buy you all that time to get under the bridge, so they're going to play just standard here. Zachary on the Brigida, an opening Symmetra Gambit to push.
Whoa! What a nade! Munchkin, that was it hit 5. That's the best nade.
It's pretty important to heal people in Overwatch, and when they get purple, as the players call it, anti-healed, unhealable, unlovable.
Oh man, that's monstrous. Oh, and then Marvel's just in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could not have gone better. What a play. And Munchkin's nearly got boost online now.
Now Soul's going to be able to post up at this door here, getting a lot of progress on the card. If they lose a single fight, that is the end of their offensive push second half here. Right now, no one's even looking at Munchkin.
There's the boost. You could go ahead and get Marvel going. Nope, Primal on Marvel. Another one. Oh, the pain just keeps coming.
These Soul supports are having some of the best games I've seen Soul supports have in such a long time. I mean, Toby won Eichenwalde for them. The very first couple maps were all the Ryujehong show. Now Munchkin's just doing whatever he wants. This is looking very good for Soul.
Still, now they are in overtime, and so they are not allowed to leave the cart. They have to stay one body at least on the payload, and they have to win out from here. Dallas Fuel know this. But they can't afford to take just a little bit of time here to get some ults online for the Dallas Fuel. Boost is going to be used here by Munchkin, though, and that is going to get Marvel. Marvel, unfortunately, not really able to take full advantage of it. There we go, up on top.
No, he got stunned really early.
Forces the trance, though. That could create some fun here for Fitz. If there's no trance, it means the grab can be that much more powerful. Self-destruct over the back. OG finds Toby. That's not a great start. OG is just pummeling the back line right now. That's not great here for Soul.
It is. They have to use Transcendence, though, but it gets everyone nice and healthy.
But this is where AKM comes in now with the grab. OG put to sleep once again, and this is going to be Soul powering through. Dallas not able to keep it together in the end, despite the early kills.
I believe last year we saw it was either Valiant or Houston roll through Florida on their second attack on Gibraltar in overtime and complete the entire map. So it's not the first time this has happened. It's one of those maps that if you can't stop them at the right spots, they are just going to keep rolling over you. Soundbarrier used by Soul here as they try to continue their push. Dallas comes in with Rally.
They get the DMEC on Note already. That counts as a death. Note now sent packing back over to spawn. Marvel, he just keeps getting boosted, and this is allowing him to get these primals at least a little bit faster, although he hasn't had the best of luck with them.
They've
Some
used
good crowd
everything.
control there from Dallas.
They've used everything except Fitz is going to have Graviton too, and then that should allow Ryujehong to get to Transcendence. Any way you slice it, it's been one heck of a push for Soul in their second half.
Oh, they made tremendous progress here, and now Fitz is going to be doing some serious damage, and there it is, the grab. The bubble is up, though, for OG, but he's still going to get caught. Ryujehong there with the kill, Munchkin getting brought in, Munchkin getting topped up, somehow survives it. And now the Dallas, once again, forced to give ground. More progress made here for Soul on the home stretch. They're right outside the door.
Gonna have a self-destruct, but that's about it. Soul has done a great use of their ultimates here. Sound Barrier and Primal about to come out. Great stall tactics. They get off the cart.
They got off the cart. Come on, Michelle was trying to dart onto it as well.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
I thought for a second there that Michelle would just get on the cart and just plop the self-destruct down and be like, here, deal with this. You know, you want to get out the door? Still.
I mean, it's a bit of a Charlie Niner. Totally fine, but they won the series. They're nonplussed about it. They pushed that cart 5 meters from the end in overtime.
Yeah, no, solid.
It's not going to ruin your day. You know?
It's a bit more of the Soul that that we've seen all series long. Dallas.
I mean, obviously you want to correct mistakes, right? But it's not that big.
So you mean we're just not going to like draw a quarter them over this?
No,
No,
we don't take that seriously.
no, just a few fingernails.
Yeah, sure. We'll see exactly how it all worked out here on their overtime push. Good, nice little top down. This is
Yeah,
one of my favorite views of maps.
Yeah.
Hey, look, he was on.
Yeah, both of them looked like they were there, but Toby just took a step off there, it looked like.
Yeah.
Doesn't he know that you just alt-tab out when you're playing Lucio on the payload? Just don't leave the payload.
The wins playbook.
There you go, tweeting while it's going.
There is actually a picture of him. AKM's brother Wins, for those of you who don't know, used to play Lucio, so a lot of times his team were so dominant that the 5 of them would be at the opponent's spawn and he'd be on the cart, just pushing it as Lucio. So he would tweet, but there's a picture of him literally with his feet up, just on the Lucio on his desk. So that's where the origin of the Lucio on the payload, tweeting on the payload, comes from.
Easiest game of his life. And now Soul are going to hold closer this time. No shenanigans on their side. It's a bit more of the standard fare, back and forth. AKM doing the best he can to get that beam powered up. High energy on his part, but neither team really slipping up just yet. This is like a regular push for Dallas Fuel, though. They had more than 4 minutes, 4:10 or something like that on the clock going into this. So Dallas shouldn't be getting flustered. They should just be taking their time. Plenty of room to work with here. That was a Hail Mary shatter. No real follow-up. OG just trying to make a play, and it's going to lead to Note getting flanked by Ryujehong.
Note out of it now. They're going to push forward on this. AKM falls soon after. There goes OG. This just cleanup now for Soul Dynasty. Some very basic ability Overwatch coming through as no ults were online or really even used there. Munchkin might have actually used his. I'm not really paying all that close of attention, to be honest.
No, that's fine. That's a toughie. He had the rally. I mean, it's tough to miss sometimes, you know.
Oh yeah, they have a bunch of armor. Anyway, Seoul is now still defending. They have all the ultimates that they want to use. Below 3 minutes for Dallas Fuel to salvage something from this match, which has gone all the gold and black way here for Seoul Dynasty.
Oh, nice D-Matrix. Ah, but that wasn't what I thought it was. There's the grab.
Yeah,
there's the grab.
He juked ya.
Juked. But the follow-up not quite there. We do get a D-Mech on note. And it's once again chaotic as it goes back and forth. 4-on-5 man advantage for Dallas.
Ryujehong will fall, though. He just got Transcendence up. It would have been selfish to use it to keep him until he'll be alive, so he holds on to it momentarily. Dallas will continue push. They get under the terrible underpass. One's called the Car Wash era. Symmetry used to set up turrets on that, called the Car Wash. Great spray in the game, Car Wash as well. But Soul's going to fight here before second. Or try to.
They're going to try to, and then they will be allowed to fight as the grab wears off. And now they're out onto the payload. Quite a long contested fight going on here as the sound barrier wears off on Dallas. Closer gets punted across the top of the map. Marvel, though, gets out ahead of himself, and he gets dropped. But there is still an edge here for Soul. AKM, so long as he's alive, there's room. They can do some serious hurt here. Michelle has to back off, and they do eventually manage to get that point. So we're 5-4 now on the map. Minute 30 on the clock for Dallas. And Soul, they can't be feeling too poorly about the situation, considering they do have the graph online for Fitz.
They're just going to have to grab and win a single fight. They might even just kind of mess around the cart just to prevent progress in going forward without even using ults. Unko down. I think you hold here. You already won this fight, essentially.
Yeah, the rally is being used by Zachary. He's doing a decent bit. Oh, OG hanging in by a thread. But we're going to get no D-Mex, and that means that this is still going to be Soul Dynasty sending Dallas Fuel back to spawn.
They're just winning fights without using ultimates, and that's what they've been doing most of the day, is having better ultimate management, better execution, and now they're just in a great position here to just fire in whatever ults they want. We're under a minute. If Dallas does not win the next fight, the map's over and they get swept.
In brutal fashion.
It's never really felt close today.
No, today has been very, in some of these matches in the mid of the pack, you know, it's been a tough one.
But at least teams are separating themselves, you know? Not everyone's middle of the pack now. You start beating other teams in there and you move up the theoretical power rankings.
And you still have the three gods sitting at the top just waiting for you to get up there.
Yeah, New York looked mortal, but...
Yeah, New York are kind of demigods now, I guess. You know, the Titans in San Francisco, though, they're here to play. Soul Dynasty, turns out they are as well. There we go, the self-destruct double on Fitz and Marvel.
Soul has every single ultimate left to play with. They're going to regroup. They're going to come back in. It is overtime now. You cannot get off of that payload or you lose. Dallas has to stay there. Soul's going to use this positional requirements to their advantage.
Indeed. It means powering onto the payload point blank. Let's go. Thick of things. All out action. Zachary in a bit of a tight spot. Fitz is trying to give him a hug, and he does not want to have any of it, but there's the grab. Bringing everybody in. Self-destruct right onto the payload, and there's the go. 2 kills. I'm going OG out of it. And Soul Dynasty, it's going to be the clean sweep. The 4-0 for them. Dallas Fuel. Tough break. No joy for them this week going into the homestand next week on home turf.
A fitting end to this series for the Soul Dynasty as they execute a picture-perfect self-destruct Graviton combination. Get the charge in at the end, kill everybody. This Soul Dynasty team is a scary, scary team going forward, and no one's been able to really beat the very best teams, but Soul could be one of those teams that, you know, they took out New York in the playoffs. They've got strats, they've got coaching.
They keep making progress. Stage after stage, week after week, they are really turning into a force to be reckoned with. The Dallas Fuel, we thought they were getting there, but it seems like there's more work to be done on their side.
A happy Soul team is a dangerous Soul team. When these guys are down and out, they want to go back home and whatnot, they play poorly. They play down to their emotional level. When these guys are beating everybody and they get rewarded with vacations home, then they play very, very well. But let's hear it from them themselves as we have Danny on the floor with Marvel.
Thanks, guys. What is up, everybody? I am here joined by Marvel from Seoul Dynasty. Congratulations. Amazing job today. 4-0 clean sweep for the Seoul Dynasty. Now, during halftime, our analysts have mentioned OGE and Fisher as being one of the better main tanks, but I honestly feel like you have proven your worth today, Marvel. How were you able to outplay OGE today?
자, 오늘 일단 해프타임 때 저희 또 중계진 분들이 피자 선수와 오지 선수가 좀 굉장한 선수들이라고 말씀을 해주셨어요. 하지만 제가 봤을 때 또 마블 선수도 좀 그 정도의 굉장한 플레이를 많이 보여주셨던 것 같은데 어떻게 해서 상대 팀인 오지 선수보다 더 잘하는 플레이를 보여주시게 되셨다고 생각하십니까?
일단 저희 찬영이 형하고 되게 소통을 많이 해서 일단 찬영이 형이랑 되게 얘기를 많이 해서 그런 것 같고요. 그 댈러스 경기 하는 거 계속